By that.
We're back with our substitutes.
Exactly. You're looking at them.
No, we're so happy that Dylan, Neal,
funny.
and Brooke Burns are here. They're co-starring in the newest Hallmark Movies and Mysteries film, Death al Dente, a Gourmet Detective Mystery.
Gourmet Detective.
You gotta put a Gourmet Detective.
You need to get you a mustache.
Yeah, right.
Next time.
So we spilled the baby news at the top of the show, but you know what we didn't ask is, like, how did you tell your husband the news? Was it
very exciting? Gab was actually out of town. He was taking one of our teenagers to camp and came home, and I had written in lipstick on the mirror, "We are pregnant." So I picked him up from the airport. I did not spill the beans all the way home, and I'm waiting for him to go into the bathroom while he's unpacking, and he goes into the bathroom, and I'm starting to film him, and he comes back out, so I hide it. And I'm like, okay, he didn't say anything. So he goes back into the bathroom, he's unpacking, and I'm starting to film, and he didn't see it. And I'm like, what is wrong with him? Now I'm starting to get like, James, go back to the bathroom.
This is the wrong shade of color lipstick?
And he went in on the third time, and he looks up, and he's like, oh my gosh. And so I have a picture, actually, finally.
Oh, how cool is that?
I was like, well, sweetheart, it's good to know that you're not vain.
Look at the mirror, buddy.
I wasn't looking at the mirror for like...
Obviously not a girl.
Yeah.
The first thing we would have looked at is caught our reflection.
Right, yeah.
How do I look?
Hot pink lipstick on the mirror I thought would be pretty evident, but not.
Yeah,
but he was
exactly.
so excited because we have a 14 and 16-year-old, so we're starting over.
Oh, wow.
Full house.
Yeah.
Reset button.
You have to learn how to.
It's like his, mine, and ours. To steal from Vince Scully.
I like that.
He used to say
I
that.
really like that.
It is. It's
So
wonderful.
you guys are in the third season.
Third season.
Well, the third movie.
Third movie.
Not yet a series, but good
Very
thing
well.
being
I'm
calling
psychic.
about that.
Here we go,
Yeah.
Hallmark.
I'm
Third
psychic.
series. You heard it from
Okay.
Debbie.
Exactly. The third film.
Yeah.
What should we expect from this one?
Well, let's see. And the third
More
one.
mystery.
Exactly. Romance is in the air in this third one. And actually, yeah, something kind of develops between Henry and Maggie, much to Maggie's surprise. And of course, there is a murder that goes on.
No.
Maggie's character that discovers it wasn't an accidental death. There is a murder. But what puts a wrinkle in this is that a past boyfriend of Maggie's, who's also a detective, moves back to San Francisco, and he also comes onto this case.
Always
Henry,
complicates things when the exes come back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then Henry's nose is out of joint. He brings his ex-girlfriend into the scenario.
Oh,
so things get a little
Okay.
feisty.
See how he starts to play
Oh.
games? This
Yeah.
one?
Look at you.
Yeah, there's a whole romance angle in this third one, which is a lot of fun.
Right.
And it sets Henry and Maggie sort of on a new path.
And
Well-
I'm really glad to point out that you still have, you didn't light your hair on fire in
Right.
this one as well.
Slice off a finger, light
Yeah.
his hair on fire.
It's the
It's
best
the-
hair money can buy. You know.
Zip up his
So far you're okay.
All
in
hands,
this one.
fingers, and
Past,
That's
yes,
good to
past
know. Good to know.
occurrences.
Yeah.
We
The
actually
previous.
have a clip
Okay.
of Henry giving Maggie some love advice.
Here we go.
Oh,
Interesting.
Oh,
Take
boy.
a look.
Why'd you two break up?
Stop crying.
I'm just trying to save you from another bad ending.
What does that mean?
Surfer dude here is not a guy who's in it for the long haul.
Oh, says the guy who's never been married.
Exactly, because I don't take commitment lightly.
That's the perfect cover for a commitment photo.
Oh, not at all. I just want to do it once, and I want to do it right.
Yeah, well, don't we all, okay? But you can't control how others behave.
Maybe not, but you can save yourself a lot of heartache by choosing the right guy in the first place. And this guy, this is adventure guy. This is fun guy. This is also bail at the first sign of trouble guy.
How do you know that?
Because I used to be that guy.
Really?
Some people grow up, and some people don't. But I'm just looking out for you.
You know what? I'm just trying to help. Or have an ulterior motive.
No. Just trying to help. That's all.
Why don't
It's
you
innocent.
two just get together?
Yeah.
Well, watch the third one, and I think you'll get an answer to that.
Oh, really?
Oh.
We were so surprisingly annoyed by each other in the first one. In the second one, we were tolerating each other. And in the third
Sure.
one, I think we know each other better than we know ourselves.
Is that Henry Maggie or is that me and you?
What?
Well,
Like
life, art,
That's
life.
right.
Exactly.
A lot of people actually do confuse us as being a married couple from
This is
Gourmet
Gavin's,
Detective.
not
Yeah.
Henry's.
Just to clarify, Gavin, love you, buddy.
But it
Well,
could be Henry's in number 4.
It could be.
Oh,
It
Lord.
could be.
Dang.
Well,
If I
because
gain weight in number 4, then you know why.
well, see, there's a wall is gone between them. We've actually moved the wall
Oh,
over there.
look at that segue.
Oh.
See, that's why
Look at
I
that.
can't do that
Yeah.
job.
Be
good.
careful if you
So
try that.
smart.
You could slip on those sorts of transitions
Don't
and
try
make
this
it
at
look
home.
really bad. No, I want to segue into what you do because as a man, I am in awe of your skill and your ability because I find craftsmanship. Because it takes time to do these things, and this isn't what you do for a living, and you're so amazing.
Well,
and
this
talented
is
at it.
an easy one. That's why I did it, because this does not take a lot of talent. It's a very affordable, very manageable for everybody at home. You don't need a lot of tools, maybe no tools, because some of the cutting can be done for you. And that's,
He's
being
very
modest.
much.
He's a very good
This
builder.
morning, I was watching you in the pre-tape. I'm
Yeah.
like, who is that? That is Dylan Neal. He's building a house. That man
that's
is
next
building
year.
a wall in our
when we do the
backyard.
addition
You're like,
on
wait,
the
actors
house.
can do other things?
Yeah, exactly. He built a wall in the backyard.
The inspiration for it.
Well, when I bought my current home, I renovated everything top to bottom, and I did a lot of this sort of country coastal look in my house. And so that's what I'm going to do today is show you what I did in my own home, and it's very affordable. Here's some photos right here of my house. Now, this is a board and batten called look, and there's a lot of different coastal looks that you can do, but this one's really easy because I'm using a product called MDF, which is multiple density fiberboard. If you were to do it an expensive way, all of this molding and trim would be solid wood. That can cost you thousands of dollars. One 4x8 sheet of MDF, and we can walk over here and take a look at this. One sheet of MDF, which is 4x8, only costs you $28. So when you cut it into these little thin strips, only a couple of sheets are needed to do an entire room.
And usually these boards are very straight. Like if you
They're very, very straight. MDF is really what all of your trim is made out of anyways. Most of your house is probably full of MDF products. But many people don't know that you can just use it yourself and save yourself a lot of money.
And Brooke, you did this in your nursery that you're designing right now. You did some crown molding. And
Not
some of
yes, some of the chair rail, not an entire wainscot like this, but up in the ceiling. Oh, I think I have
There we go.
pictures. Yeah. So that was kind of in the beginning, in process. We ripped everything out of off the floors. It was like beige on beige, so I decided to do mint and blush. But I think the chair rail, it just makes it that custom feel,
Sure.
you know,
Sure
and
does. It
really
makes it look really
finishes it off
expensive.
and polished. Yeah.
That's right.
Let's
That's
see
right.
Dylan in all his manliness.
All right, so
shall
we're
we?
going to see some video from this morning. So here, I'm just turning on a table saw, cutting down MDF. Now, of course, you can get this done for you at Home Depot. They'll cut your measurements for you. So here I'm cutting the vertical pieces and the horizontal pieces. My baseboard is 5.5 inches tall. And here, I'm putting a custom little router detail. You don't need to do that, but I did that in my own home. It just adds an extra little touch. Here I'm using a nail gun. You can use regular nails and a hammer. Putting on my baseboard first. Next I'm going to put on the shoe molding, which is a 1/2 inch strip. This is the only solid piece of wood in any of this, and this is like cents, pennies on the foot. It's very cheap. Putting it on with a nail gun. Shoe molding, by the way, is only put on when you have hardwood floors, not on carpet. These vertical pieces, 4.5 inches wide, they're 1/2 inch thick. You just nail them directly on to your drywall. Nothing else is needed. Here's the top piece. That's 4.5 inches wide, 1/2 inches thick. Here's the top chair rail. Again, straight molding from the hardware store. Put it in. And this is a 1/2 inch cove molding. Very cheap and affordable. Tack that in. Fill all the nail holes with putty, of course, and then paint it all white. Put the pink in honor of Brooke. And you could just leave it like that, of course, right? That's a nice coastal cottage kind of look. You can just put it like that. Put wallpaper on top. Or you can go to the next level, which is putting on, let's say,
This is really
reclaimed
cool.
barnwood.
Love
I
that.
love this
Affordable.
company.
This reclaimed wood is very expensive.
It can be very expensive. A lot of different companies that do it for different price points. This is from a company called Stickwood. They have so many different colors and textures. And what I love about this product is that it couldn't be easier. It's literally peel and stick. And
That's like
it's
double
also,
stick tape.
Even I
that's
can
all
do
it
that.
is, but it's super, super strong. And what's really important is that it's only 11/16 inch thick.
Why is that?
So that you can tuck it into your molding without having to remove all of your molding. If you were to put on 3/4 inch barnwood, you'd have to remove all of your moldings, maybe replace your door trim. If it's not thick enough, that causes a lot of work. It's extra expense.
And this stays?
This stuff, it's very strong, and you're actually going to put this on.
Oh my goodness.
So
Watch
basically
this.
what you're saying, Dylan, they just would take a piece of reclaimed wood
This
and they're
comes
just
from
taking the
actual barns and
surface.
beams.
All
Could
right,
be a
come on,
100-year-old
Brooke.
barn.
We can do it. Let's share the boys.
All right,
Come
so
on.
put one on
Put some
first,
elbow grease
put it
behind
right to
Brookie.
the edge. Put it right to the
Right
edge.
to your
Tuck in
edge.
first here, like that.
Okay.
Tuck it in. Push.
It's like a puzzle.
Look how easy is that, right?
All the
I'm
way-
going to put this one.
And then- there's-
I was going to say you have to come and do this in the nursery, but I can do this myself.
You can
so
do
I don't-
it.
Exactly.
I love how he builds the
so,
wall and they
so easy.
peel and stick and
Look
get
at what we
the
did, you
applause.
guys.
I know.
Look at me.
Now let's talk cost here,
Yeah.
right? So if you were to use all of this molding in solid wood, maybe it'd be poplar, and if you hired a professional, depending on where you live, that can be $200 to $500 or more a day. A regular sized room could cost you thousands of dollars. Literally, if you were to do this with MDF, maybe $200, $250.
Wow.
A big, big difference, and you can absolutely do this yourself. It's really easy.